And News 18. We are shifting focus now to more breaking news that's coming in, and this is a record-breaking GST collection that has now come to the fore. We're now understanding that there is an 11% year-on-year growth as far as GST revenue collections are concerned. This is from domestic transactions itself. The government has put out a communique giving out details of what exactly this collection is. There's a higher import of services. It's 14% year-on-year as far as revenues from domestic transactions are concerned, and 11% year-on-year growth as far as total of the GST collection goes. Let me just cut across and show you this communique that the Ministry of Finance has now put forth. This is the kind of trend that they talk about as far as collections of GST is concerned. They go on to talk about the collection that was made in the month of August 2023 that has just gone by. Today is the 1st of September. That stands at 1,59 crore rupees, out of which central GST is 28,328 crore rupees, while state GST stands at 35,000 and more. There's a lot more details that the government has gone into as far as speaking of which states have contributed more to the GST collection. But the big picture is that as far as domestic increase in domestic transactions and GST is concerned, that's at about 14%, and that's a whooping record as far as the collection of goods and services tax is concerned. Pallavi, my colleague, joining us, getting us more details. Now, Pallavi, the government has put out not just the big numbers, but also gone into details of which state has contributed how much. If you could take us through that.
Yes, and it's interesting which are the states which have actually seen a spike as far as GST collections go. It is the smaller states like Sikkim, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Lakshadweep. But I think the figures which are coming in from Jammu and Kashmir, I think it's around 21%. That's also a very, very interesting take, which essentially is what the government has been talking about, a kind of a growth story in these areas, Northeast, Jammu and Kashmir, and as a result of which the GST collections seem to have increased. The huge whopping hike in the GST collections is also another growth story which the government wants to project. There have been various GST council meetings in which the states have been talking about a downfall or a fall in their revenues, and they have been demanding extra funds coming in from the centre, which the centre has been very reluctant. Some states like West Bengal has a very low GST collection, and this is exactly the criticism which would come in from the finance ministry. There's something wrong which is happening in these states, that they are not able to collect the GST transactions. Rather than blaming the centre, they also need to look within.
Right, so that point is made through as far as this communique is concerned, not just celebrating the big numbers, but the messaging is quite clear from the central government. Pallavi, thank you so much for getting us the latest on that. On that note, slipping into a quick break here on this edition of Nation at 5, but there's lots lined up for you on the other side. Do stay tuned.